Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and wrestling matters. And it's kind of fitting that our guest is back here on Sportswire Radio because we started the week with a rock star, a guy that wrote a song about being a rock star. This guy you've probably heard of, Josie Scott, the guy that was the original and the only voice of Saliva. And in fact, it got us so much attention that this guy who maybe knows Shawn Jovi or maybe not, but he probably knows him now because apparently he watches Sportswire Radio. Mr. Nicky Sixx, only the founder and bassist of Motley Crue. He heard about what Josie Scott had to say on here, and we'll talk about that later. We also then had this guy on who's the guitarist of another rock star, and this guy, Jeff Tate from the band Queensryche. But now we return, and where it all started with the first rock star, you might want to say, that came on to Sportswire Radio, and the resident rock star, Shawn Jovi. But does Shawn Jovi have it going on here? He's going to talk about next weekend. How is he going to finally outrun those real monsters to win something that, well, you might want to say is either a late or an early Christmas gift? I'll explain. We'll also talk about how Shawn Jovi has been jealous. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about Dirty Donnie being the special referee. Boy, you want to talk about being in an uncomfortable situation. We'll talk about that. You know what time it is. We'll also talk about maybe what's going on with the All Wrestling Matters Championship. I saw a guy that was an outsider who literally came outside and then, well, he got distracted by the current champion. Shawn Jovi might have a thing or two on that because that's what everyone's going to be talking about. Plus, that match will be happening, what everyone else has been talking about on social media. Yeah, we'll get Shawn Jovi's perspective on that. We'll talk about a number of different things. Plus, I'll have a surprise even for the resident rock star. No, it's not Anthony Steele. He's coming on here Sunday night. No, it's not James Taylor. He was here yesterday. He'll be here tomorrow. But we'll certainly put that up later on the screen. But it is now time, since our guest, who hasn't been here, and maybe one of the longest in-between appearances in his career on Sportswire. That dates well over 3 years. So now it is time to give him that introduction. Now, I know we're still looking for him to find John Bon Jovi, and, well, we didn't get John Bon Jovi on Sportswire. We did get Josie Scott, and, well,
one step closer. And
Nicky Sixx, who did famously tour with John Bon Jovi on the concert in Moscow in 1989, which is considered to be one of the greatest heavy metal concerts of all time, the Peace for Moscow. Well, we'll talk about that another time. And
yeah, Nicky Sixx, if you're watching, help me find my dad.
Well, I'll make sure Nicky hears about that. We'll get to that. But I have to give our guest that rock star-like introduction. In the famous words of Def Leppard frontman Joe Elliott, let's get rock, baby, because I see the chat is here, and our guest has waited way too long to come back on Sportswire Radio, the platform that he helped build to get us all those rock stars. And let's start this weekend off here in style on the number one global radio station where all music and wrestling matters. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one global sports show, the first rock star to have come onto Sportswire Radio, the first BYWer to have come onto Sportswire Radio, a man that has been in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame more times than I can count, but not as quite as the Hall of Fame monitor, Justin Parsley. His name is, simply put, one of the last vestiges of the GBYWN, the Resident Rockstar Shawn Shawn Jovi. Jovi's got it going on, my friend. How are we doing? And welcome home.
It's good to be home, Tom, and I'm doing fantastic. I mean, one intro, right? You give the best intros, man. There's a reason why you're the number one.
I know you were doing
You're
that.
number
And
one
always funny when
because-
you do it. When you do it's funny when you do the number one. It's kind of funny.
I need to update your commercial for my blog and stuff. I
That's
haven't done
okay.
that since you had 1,000 subs. Now you're way above that.
That's okay. You know what? We'll take whatever promotion we'll get at this point. We'll take it. We'll talk about those big shots later on. But Shawn Jovi, there is a lot to talk about with you because I know that you are going for the tag team championship. This time, It's you and Mephisto against Soldier GP, your sensei, and this guy who's the Hall of Fame monitor of Sportswire Radio, Justin Parsley. And I want to talk about that here because, Shawn Jovi, this all kind of started here. Christmas Day. You talked about wanting to win tag team gold, the tag team championships. So now next weekend, the Palo Community Center, 8 days from now, Highway to Hell. Shawn Jovi, will you be going down? For those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you literally helped build, Shawn Jovi, tell us why you and Mephisto are going to win those IMF Tag Team Championships.
You see, Tom, you're right. Christmas, I set out that goal for this year. And like you said, this could be the last shot I get at the tag titles this year. I've already had 2. I never got pinned, submitted, or put through a table to lose those opportunities. So now it's now or never, Tom. And I can't wait to get my hands on Soldier and Justin Parsley because in the spirit of competition, I need to find out if it's my time to surpass my tutor, my teacher, my sensei, whatever you want to call him, Soldier GP, and Justin Parsley. So
but the way you said Justin Parsley was just Justin Parsley there. I'm confused.
Well, Tom, it's no secret. I've had some jealousy issues over the last few months, wondering why Parsley over me, all this stuff. But, I think about it, and at the end of the day, this match coming up is going to prove if I made the right choice by going with Mephisto after Soldier chose Parsley. We'll see who the better team is, and if I'm going to have, I could regret this whole thing. This could all backfire just like everything else has this year. I'm not going to say I'm not going to win because anything is possible in the wrestling world. But I plan on winning, and the reason is simple. I want tag team gold, my first tag team title in wrestling. I've never held a tag championship for any promotion. So this is a big opportunity for me. I didn't even hold the GBYWN tag titles, not even those. This is big for me. I wanted to prove I can hang in tag team action. This is my opportunity. And I'm not going to let myself down. I'm not going to let Mephisto down. I ain't gonna let the fans down. I ain't gonna let the Outrunners down, and we'll talk about that later.
Well, we'll definitely get to that, and we'll get to everybody else here in the chat. But you talked about on your vlog that this is the last shot. It's almost a now or never moment. It has not been the year that you had hoped. It's certainly not the year that you had last year. I mean, if you fall short next weekend, Highway to Hell, and you come empty-handed yet again, where do you go from here? I think that's the big question. Where do you go from here? And I guess you might want to say, the resident rock star Shawn Jovi, where you may be going is going down. like Bon Scott, God rest his soul, famously sang, you're going down to hell because I don't think there's going to be any more shots, and this is the end of the line. Where do you go from here if you come up short next weekend?
There is no come up short, Tom. There's no option to come up short. Yeah, it's a possibility, but I can't let that be an option, Tom. That's the thing. I don't want to think about what happens if I lose. Because if I lose, I'm going to probably be so irrelevant you won't want me back on here. Because I'm that irrelevant. I don't want that, Tom. I want to be the star I've always been. Whether it's in tag team action, singles action, hardcore action, whatever action. I just want to be the best competitor I can be. And starting with tag team gold, that's something, like I said, never got to dabble in, and it's time I want to start.
Well,
because,
you're
yeah,
going to have that
Mephisto and I were at our weakest points last year after he lost the world title and I lost the U.S. title. We were both at a low. But we found each other. We comforted each other. We became good friends. And now we're going to rock the whole goddamn galaxy and win those tag titles.
Now, you may do
thing
that.
I freaking do.
Well, you may do that, and that's the poster, and we're going to have some coverage here coming up between now and next week, and we're going to certainly talk about what's ahead. But you talked about Mephisto, and you talked about him as a partner. And yeah, there's no question that after he lost the championship to Omen Black, certainly the IMF has changed drastically, and Mephisto's fortunes have changed pretty much at the same time. You hit the nail on the head. But you mentioned Justin Parsley. You mentioned him, and I heard it in your tone, the way you mentioned him. And you mentioned it not the way you mentioned Soulja. Soulja's your sensei. Soulja has been somebody that has lifted you up, given you this opportunity. But you mentioned Justin Parsley, and I hate to ask you this question, but you jealous of Justin Parsley, and you are jealous of what he's done alongside Soulja GP over these past several months? And what do you say to all that?
I mean, it's no secret, Tom. You could say I'm a little jealous. You could say I'm very jealous. There is jealousy there. To what extent? It's not as bad as people think. But let's be honest. I don't think Parsley was the right choice. Him and Soulja are having fun, don't get me wrong. But I still think the real Monstars. Wait. Oh, yeah, real. The Resident. We had a tag name, and then I started thinking of Parsley. That's how it goes.
That's my point. That's my point. That he's on your mind. And you know, Shawn Jovi, there wouldn't be a Justin Parsley without Shawn Jovi, because what I remember was before Justin Parsley and Soulja GP, they had their issues and then they linked up. It was you and Soulja GP that were battling and locked into each other. And then we saw what happened where you had to join the foundation. I mean, is that something you think about? Is the what ifs on really you should be in that spot that Justin Parsley has?
You see, here's the thing, and I think this is the difference between it all. I was forced in the foundation in the previous company I worked for. I was forced in. I didn't choose to join the foundation. They chose me. So, that is what it is. But Parsley, he voluntarily joined. And maybe that's how it happened. I don't know. He just kind of snuck in. He's kind of like that guy, you find a girl, you go out with her, and then some guy sneaks in and swoops her away from you right in the middle of your face. That's kind of how it felt to me at first. And I think that's why there's a bad taste in my mouth with it, I respect Justin Parsley as a competitor, as a human being. I just don't like how he entered the picture.
Well, he entered the picture, and he's got the other half of the tag team championships. He won the King of Palo this year. You last year won the King of Palo. You had the United States Championship. You were America's resident rock star. You held that championship on multiple occasions. He held the PWF Championship for pretty much the entire first half of the year. So if you think about
we
it,
had parallel paths. Our paths
yeah,
are fairly parallel, just in different order.
just exactly. And maybe that's why you look at Justin Parsley in a way where, he goes into the foundation and he becomes a big part of this fight against the likes of Omen Black. And we've seen the likes of the Midwest Express. Whereas you last year, I mean, you didn't have the same role that Justin Parsley has had. You didn't have that role. And that must deep down, though, you have to think about that.
I do. I really do. And like, that's not like, I can look past it at this point because, maybe Parsley was good for Soldier. Maybe he made the right choice. It sucks that I wasn't the choice, but I found Mephisto, like I said. And when it comes down to it, next weekend, we're going to find out if we made the right choices for each other. Who made the right choice? Did Soldier make the right choice by choosing Parsley as his partner?
Well,
Did I pick the right choice by having Mephisto as a partner? We're going to find out, Tom.
Well, that's a good point. But before I put up the footage from the last time you were in the ring, in part against Soldier and Justin, but technically Soldier has made the right choice regardless because he's got the tag team championships. He's got them. So no matter what happens, he made the right decision. And he's been with Justin Parsley for months. We forget about that history between Justin and Soldier. We forget about that history that transcended multiple places that has led them to where they are. So really, no matter what happens, it seems to me like Soldier made a decision that was the right one. I mean, you may say it may not be after next weekend, but no matter what, in his mind, he made that decision, and look at where it's gotten him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Tom, we'll find out next weekend. I am so excited for this opportunity because, like I said, Soldier's my sensei, my teacher. I learned a lot from Soldier GP over these last few years I've been with IMF. That's no secret. But I don't know. Something tells me that there's change in the air, and I'm hoping that change in the air is tag team gold because there needs to be a change. Whether it's for the world title, whether it's for the tag titles, it doesn't matter what title. I just think we need to change the scenery around here. And I'm hoping that me and Mephisto can change that scenery and rock it off to the moon.
Well, we're going to find out. There's no question that we will see if a Highway to Hell leads to a change in the year. It is that season. There is always what they call October surprises. We'll see if there will be an October surprise coming up next weekend. But I got to ask you then this question. With everything you've went through, everything that this year has brought you, what would it mean to you to win the IMF Tag Team Championships alongside Mephisto next Saturday?
It would be, one, a dream come true. Two, something that I've always wanted. It's a bucket list thing for my wrestling career to reign tag team gold. And to say I can knock that off my bucket list is a hell of a good feeling. So I'm going for the good feeling. I'm going for the good guy ending. I want those tag titles. In one way or another, they're coming home with me and Mephisto.
Well, we're going to find out. But let me ask you a question. And I didn't get a chance to touch upon it. And I want to do that. And that's Dirty Donnie is the special referee. Now, we know his relationship with you and Mephisto, but also Soldier. And we know when I think about the foundation, when I really think about the foundation, right? This is before you joined the foundation. Dirty was the third man. So I ask you here, when it comes to next Saturday, what is your opinion on Dirty Donnie being the special referee?
You know, when I found out Dirty was going to be a special referee, I thought it was very interesting. He must really think this is a civil war in the foundation if he's that worried it has to be a referee. But that's okay. I trust Dirty will make the right call. I trust Dirty will call it down the middle. And that's what I want him to do because I want living proof that me and Mephisto are legit and we can beat the real monsters on their best day.
Would you say that because Dirty has been recently maybe more close to you and Mephisto, would this be maybe an advantage that you may have slightly? What would you say if some would say that?
You see, I would say there would be an advantage, but let's be honest. Dirty's best friend is Soldier GP. Those two are inseparable forces and friends. Like I don't see him being any favorable to either of us. He's loyal to the rock stars of the galaxy. He's all about the team. But I know he's on Team Soldier too because those two go way back.
Yes.
So I mean, I think he'll keep the match fair. And I trust, like I said, that he'll do the right thing.
You mentioned Soldier and you talked about what he's done for your career. Over 2 years ago is where you wrestled him. He came to the company that you worked for at that time and he defeated you and you had to join the foundation. When you went up against Soldier, you came up short. When you
Mm-hmm.
came up and wrestled someone earlier this year that was also at one time a part of the foundation, you came up short. You have wrestled someone else that I guess is friendly now with Soldier GP and Justin Parsley, at least for a show, who will be on here Sunday. And you came up short against him multiple times. That is obviously who I'm talking about, Mr. Anthony Steele, the real deal Anthony Steele. So, based on that track record of you coming up short against those top tier guys that you've either been in a group with or you've had rivalries with, what will make it different this time that you can come out on top and take those tag team championships?
Well, I'd say determination for one. I am on a warpath. I need those tag titles, Tom. I don't just need them to be a champion. I need it to solidify everything I've said all year. So far, I haven't backed myself up all year. This is now or never, like we've been saying, Tom. If I come up short, it could be game over for quite some time. This is a big opportunity that I can't mess up. Mephisto can't mess up. It's just a matter of what we have to do. I want those tag titles desperately, Tom, and I want a good, clean fight out of it. In this match right here, Tom, I don't know if you've noticed, but there
Yep.
wasn't a lot of hand-to-hand combat with the
I
real
see.
monsters. We just decided to have fun taking out
I see. No,
switchblades.
we put up the footage so people can watch along,
Yeah,
and
so as
I
you can
think
see here, we didn't really confront each other a whole lot during that match. And I think a lot of it is we're friendly. We don't hate each other. We just have a few issues, but we're all on the same team at the end of the day. But we have to throw that out when it comes to these tag titles because we're against each other. It doesn't matter if you know what it is or not.
yeah,
This is
but
the
you may
first.
be friendly. You may be friendly, and there may be mutual respect. But there's championship gold on the line, and your future is pretty much in jeopardy. I mean, you pretty much said this is your now or never. This is your last shot. So you may be friends. You may respect each other, but I think I know what time it is, and there ain't no friendship in that ring. It's about gold, and it's about
It
that
is.
gold that you've coveted. You talked about that here, whether it's an early or a late Christmas gift. You may be friends with Parsley to some extent. Soldier, you've got a relationship with, no question, but that's not going to matter. That's not going to matter next weekend. And Soldier and Justin, they're great competitors. They held
Right. I
many
mean, it's not
championships, and they're not
gang
going
up
to
on
see it
this.
the same way. Yeah, they're not going to see it the
Yeah, we're
same way,
not
I'm
gonna.
sure.
We don't have the switchblades to gang up on this time. We have to fight this time. We don't have an option of just teaming up on another team because we're all friendly opponents. That's not what's going to happen here. And I know that. Mephisto knows that. Soldier and GP and Justin Parsley especially know that with their experience in the ring as a tag team. There's no choice but conflict. Whether people want to call it a civil war in the foundation or not, it's just competition at the end of the day. And us winning those tag titles off as GP and Justin, it's just business. At the end of
It might be
this,
business. It might be, but
it's just business.
you brought up the foundation just now. And if you don't, if you lose those tag team championships, the severity of that for your standing, I mean, do you see yourself even a member still of the foundation after next weekend?
I mean, I've been pretty obscurely in the foundation the last few months. I mean, you can tell Mephisto and I have kind of distanced ourselves a little bit. They have their own thing going on. We have
You
our thing
weren't
going
even in the
on.
big match in August. You really weren't even a part of it. I mean, you've
No,
kind of
we
been.
weren't. We weren't even in it, man.
Well, listen, an Omen, when he was here months ago, kind of talked about your standing in the foundation. He talked about the opportunities you've been given. And maybe you're not even in the foundation at this point.
Oh, I don't if I know, Tom. The only thing I know is that I'm a rock star in a galaxy far, far away that wants a tag team title around his waist. That's all I know,
Well,
Tom.
well, I mean, we're going to certainly find out. We're going to certainly find that out. And we're here with the resident rock star, Shawn Jovi, who is going to be in action next Saturday in the Palo Community Center in the IMF's latest show, Highway to Hell, where he'll be challenging for the IMF Tag Team Championships alongside his tag team partner, none other than Mephisto himself, and they'll be wrestling the team of Justin Parsley and Soldier GP. They are the real monsters, and they are the reigning defending IMF Tag Team Champions. And we have some footage here of the match still. And if you're here on Sportswire Radio, go out there, hit the sub button for the IMF. Check out Shawn Jovi. We'll get to the chat here in a few minutes. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally with all music and wrestling matters here on Sportswire Radio. Let me ask you this question. Knowing the severity of this match, is the preparation going to be any different for next weekend than any other match in your career?
Preparation is going to be a lot different, Tom.
Oh,
Mephisto
okay.
and I got a lot of studying to do. Well, I told him that we need to study these tapes. We need to study the tag matches. We need to get our shit completely together for this match. There's no ha ha hoo ha, yeah. Like there's none of that this match. We have to take this seriously. We can have fun and beat the living crap out of the Switchblades all we want. They're not the Switchblades. They're the real monsters. So
Well, and you guys are getting, by the way, just to point out, you and Mephisto both got hit with finishing moves from Soldier and Justin Parsley. Just pointing that out. So they're not going to go easy on you guys. In fact,
no.
what you're saying tonight, maybe it may motivate them extra. It may motivate them extra. Soldier's here right now, and this could very well be firing him up. Justin Parsley.
I hope it is, because it's firing me up, Tom.
Well,
we all need that fire to put this match on. And honestly, like I said, if I come up short, who knows what's going to happen? I could be going into obscurity. I could be exiled for all I know. But
wait. Let me ask, you said something interesting, and I want to go back to that before I go to the chat. You talked about obscurity. Are you meaning to say that your contract in the IMF may not be renewed? Are you alluding to the fact that if
I'm
you don't
just
win
saying
this
I'm
match,
not the topic of interest at that point. Like, there's nothing to talk about with me if I lose after this. I might not even be on here in ages. You never know.
I mean,
I'd have
listen,
a lot of rebuilding to do as a competitor.
I don't know. Listen, you'll always have a place, but I don't know where you would go in the IMF. I think that is a valid point, because time and time again, you have come up short. I think that is a very valid point, that you have come up short almost the entire year in big matches. So where would you go? Whether it's been Summer Bash, whether it's been shows earlier in the year, I mean, there is no question that your future is in doubt. I mean, I guess the good news is you're not going to be future endeavored, but right now we'll have to find out. So I think I got the point. Obviously, you came up short. And if you do want to support the IMF, I'm going to put the YouTube link up where you can watch some of the footage of their shows. You can check them out also on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. If you want to buy a ticket, I'm going to be buying one here coming up for the show later this week. And I hope you join me by hitting the sub button because they're almost at 4,000 subscribers. So if you're out there, you haven't yet hit the sub button for the IMF, I would really appreciate if you do. So definitely hit the sub button and let's get to some
Your
people
resident
here.
video editor would approve of it.
Well,
especially considering I helped them get probably.
I wasn't going to go there, but I will say thank you for that. And I want to say hello. We will move on to some people in the chat. Let's go first, and we'll go in order. Zilla's here first. Zilla would like to say hello. Thank you, Zilla, very much. In case I don't get a chance, I want to say hello to our friends from the state of Ohio, the EWA. Thank you, Hubie. Thank you, Hubie, for tuning in. Hello to Jovi. Now, this is obviously a big Justin Parsley and Soldier GP fan, and I'm sure when she's there next Saturday, you may normally have her support, but not next Saturday. So just pointing that out.
I accept it for what it is.
You accept it for what it is. Fair enough. Hello there. And speaking of somebody that is tuned in your corner, the one and only Mr. Darkron, or maybe Johnny Velocity, but in this case, I'm going to call him Darkron. And he is here with us. He wants to say hello. Thank you, sir. And hello. Thank you very much for that. Jack Delta is not here. I'm not sure how Jack Delta came into this discussion, but I can ask you about Jack Delta, but he is not here on Sportswire, so I'm not sure.
I heard he's knocked out somewhere right now.
Well, you know what? I can ask you about that, but I mean, he's not in the IMF, so I'm not sure what the reason I would ask or talk about him. But hello, let me though get to Soldier GP, the man you'll be across that apron from next Saturday. Jovi, you're my brother, but don't lie to the people. You know, little brother can't beat big brother. I'm gonna have to. You know what? I've been talking about this. Didn't I allude to your record against him? Your record against guys like Steele, guys like Omen, and that's got to be a comment that's, rubbing salt in the wound.
Brothers fight, Soldier, and I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm not coming up short just because I'm the younger brother.
Well,
people say the younger brother always loses. I find that baloney.
Well, you know what? Before we get to the rest of it, there's a lot of people here, and I'll get to you in a minute. I do have something that you want me to share, and I'm going to play. I think it's a good time now. We're kind of at the halfway point, and it gives everybody a chance to see it. And I got it synced up here, right exactly to the point. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to share my screen.
They're my new greatest supporters because Jade wasn't there for me.
Well, you know what? I'm going to put it. This is the one time I'm going to put that volume up. So I'm going to do it here right now. And I'm going to just let these guys do the talking.
Floyd,
and here we go.
Truth Magnum, I heard there's something real big coming up. There's a real storm brewing. They might be a highway that's leading straight to hell. Hear about it. Turbo Floyd, I heard the rock stars of the galaxy have a big tag team match coming up against Soldier GP. Shawn, Jovi, and Mephisto themselves? Yeah, against Soldier GP and Justin Parsley. Big tag team title match. We know a thing or two about tag team wrestling. Oh, we know about championships too, Truth Magnum. We've won a couple in our lifetimes, but hey, go out there, beat the absolute HE double hell out of them. If not for yourselves, do it for the Outrunners, you sons of bitches.
And there we have it. Wow. I mean, you got the Outrunners to give you quite the motivation, quite the hype video. And I don't know if it's going to be more pressure or it's going to lead you to what you've wanted, your own foundation of gold, and to put you where you can finally outrun your big brother and his best friend.
You're right. I'm really excited. Getting that video from them, that was the ultimate amplifier, my friend. You see, I we know it. Everyone knows it. I've been questioning my abilities the last few months. You can even see it on here. It's very apparent. But with the Outrunners giving me the support, that means something. That means they see something that maybe I don't see. That gives them something to say that maybe I do stand a chance. And I do stand a chance. And they are the reason why I believe in my heart that me and Mephisto can do this. You see, the Outrunners aren't a joke tag team. They're an A freaking W.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not. I mean,
These guys are a top tier tag team in their own right. So to
and
get
you don't
their
want to. You don't
endorsement,
want to let them down. You don't want to let them
no.
down. You don't want to have to
Mephisto
look
and I
them in the
both
eye.
love those guys. We both love that tag team. We love everything they've done for this business. We love their gimmick. We love every part about the Outrunners. And that's the reason why this endorsement has fired us up. Because if you think about it, yeah, not a lot of people are on Team Jovi and Mephisto just because of previous records from 2024. Newsflash, it's 2025, brother. We're getting towards the end. We're heading towards 2026. This has to happen. And I think the encouragement of the Outrunners, the encouragement of like Kron, all the other people that still are on my side, I can't let them down. I can't even let myself down. So, you know what? We're going all fires blazing here. We have to.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what, Shawn Jovi. You're not going to let me down regardless of the outcome. You'll always have a spot here. But the Outrunners, I would not want to look those guys in the eye and come up short. That's something you may face next Saturday in the Palo Community Center. Time will certainly tell. We want to thank the Outrunners for allowing us to share this video from Shawn Jovi. And we will get to some more comments. But if before anything else, hit the sub button for Shawn Jovi. He's closing in on the 1,000 subs. He's almost there. And let's get him one step closer. He's about 111 or 112 away at this point. So hit the
slow
sub
and
button.
steady.
You know what? Listen, Rome wasn't built in a day. Let's get to some more comments. Sorry, Jovi. I am very much a real Monsters fan here. I did tell you that. Dark Chron, a man you did live with once upon a time. You did live together once upon a time for a few days. I'll tell you why my Galactic Tag Team will be the new IMF Tag Team Champions, because they are the greatest in the galaxy. Well,
we're out of this world, brother.
Well, you know what? Cue the Beastie Boys Intergalactic. There you go. And Zilla says hello to Soulja, and that's a lot of Soulja GP lines. And yes, we agree to say hello to Soulja. And we will now go to more comments. Hi to one half of the greatest IMF Tag Team Champions of all time, my favorite uncle of all time, Soulja GP. So you are definitely going to have a mixed crowd next Saturday. But let me get to more from Soulja. Your mad brother that I chose.
She loves his uncle-in-law. She loves her uncle-in-law, Justin Parsley.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of people that obviously have opinions on Justin Parsley, but I'm gonna certainly segue to this comment because that's
I mean, come on, Uncle Soul. She's Soulja's niece. Soulja and Parsley are practically married. It's a step uncle.
You know what? That's your words, not my words. But I'm gonna go to Soulja's words, because those words are much more comfortable about talking about in this situation than stepfathers and step uncles and who knows whatever else in a bag of chips. Your mad brother that I chose when I was getting beat down by the Wolves, that where were you, man, every month over and over. Parsley was there backing me up. Where were you? That's a good point. Parsley did. A lot of people didn't see that coming at the beginning of this year, that Parsley could be trusted, and Parsley had Soulja's back, and you were getting beat up in many of those early occasions this year by the House of Wolves. And the House was always winning, and Parsley at least gave Soulja and others a fighting shot.
I mean, yeah, it's true. But when Omen turned to the House of Wolves, you got to remember, Soulja, I couldn't help you even if I wanted to, because they left me for dead on the stage while you guys were in the ring celebrating before Omen got his wishes and went to the house. It doesn't sit well with me. It never did. because I could have been out there helping, but for some odd reason I got knocked out, and now was laying out on the stage. I don't even remember getting knocked out, Tom. I just know the Wolves did it, and they took me out and left me for dead on the stage.
Well, Parsley found ways to keep fighting and to give the foundation a chance, and that's what.
And you know, I give Parsley all the credit in the world for it. And here's the reason why, Tom.
Okay.
It's just because I've been distant. At least someone stepped up, and I have my own battles to fight. I can't fight battles with Soulja every time. Just like he has battles to fight without me. It's just what it is. And plus,
yeah, listen, we can't change the past. We can only go
exactly.
forward. Oh yeah, taking on Mephisto's problems with Ace, so he's worth your help, but I'm not, and I'm your sensei. That's another interesting point. Soulja has given you some wise man like sense there. Sensei.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, let's be honest, I've been dealing with Ace's annoying ass for
a while.
The whole time I've been there almost.
Pretty much, I would say, yeah, almost 2 years, right? We're going on 2 years almost now in the IMF,
so
pretty much, right?
It's not like I don't want to help the foundation. It's that I have Ace Diamond and up my butt trying to attack me or trying to conspire against me. Whatever Ace tries to do and fails at, that's what he's going to try and do.
Even Ace Diamond has got Ace Diamond in his corner now. Nicholas Crenton's got him in his corner. Maybe that'll be an interesting conversation.
Everyone's in his corner. He's in everyone's corner. He's been passed around like crazy.
And speaking of people that do want to chime in, that you certainly have quite a history with, yeah.
Oh, jeez. That's not your name anymore.
Well,
Ricky.
Well, Romero gave that, but the best feud ever was Justin and Soulja. And 4 up, 4 down, right, Kron? Now I have to fix your problem in Michigan. Now, I'll get to that. I'll come back to that because that might impact you a little bit. So I'll certainly hang on to that. I'm Jovi's #1 fan forever and always, and I'm Mephisto's #2. Boy, Mephisto's #2. The irony of that comment. And Dark Kron is in your corner, and he's saying, as a foundation member, he is saying this as a foundation member, that Kron is still, he's weighing in, and he's Team Jovi. I would have thought he would have been Team Kron and Parsley all the way.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, Soulja GP has the IMF Foundation logo on his hand.
Yes, he does.
He does.
Yes.
And that's not just because he's the founder. The foundation, even though it's a team, it's a faction, there's more to it than that. And at the end of the day, no matter what happens, whether I'm foundation or not at the end of all this, I'm still foundation in my heart, and that's where it lies. I will always be foundation, whether anyone likes it or not, whether it's physically or internally. That's the difference, Tom. There's a big difference between this and what the Brotherhood of the Foundation is and was and could still be.
You know what? We're going to certainly find that out. And that is the poster once again. And it'll be next Saturday, the IMF's latest show. And it will be one that you will not want to miss. And let's get to some more comments. Parsley is called the sleaze. So, thank you for reminding us. He is certainly a man that is really going to remind us of that. The greatest king of pale of all time. Jade.
I'm sure next year's you'll be on the bandwagon for too, Jade. It's okay.
Okay. Kron, I'm stepping up to Kyle and CJ for you, and you do me like that. Obviously, I'll come back to that. And
we'll discuss that.
For me, I didn't get a chance to get it back. Well, that's something that you'll get, I'm sure, an opportunity to talk about.
I would like him to get another shot.
Soulja GP kicked CJ Black and Kyle Keplin's ass for what they did to my crush Jack Delta. Well, I'm here talking about the IMF, but
he aged poorly in the time he was gone. I mean, I have nothing against Jack Delta, but he looked like he aged horribly since the last time we saw him in action.
Are you trying to imply that your sensei Soulja aged him very, very much? Is that what you're trying to tell us right now? Is that Soulja Jack Delta?
I mean, He let himself go since he was put on the shelf, so I guess you could say that.
And you know what? You can say what you want, but Kyle Kaplan seemed like he did a pretty good job then on him.
If that was a Jack Delta before Soldier injured him, I'm sure Kaplan would be eating his words right now.
Well, you know what? Time will tell. Obviously, time will tell. And
I would like to see Jack Delta back in the ring. I don't know if that's in his cards, but I would like to see him in the ring again.
Well, I mean, after what we saw today, I don't know if he's going in a ring.
Well, that's exactly right. I'd have a chance to beat him now.
Well, first, why don't you focus on next Saturday? First, focus on next Saturday. First, focus on that. Hi to CJ Black, and I don't care what you have to say, CJ Black. Well, he has a right to say something. Not everybody may agree, but that's he's right to speak. You can do it, Jovi. Now he says in his words, the IMF is trash. They had to bring you in from WCE, a company he used to work for, so they could draw that big crowd into their venues. Obviously, that's his opinion. Maybe that's a way to work to get you off your game for next Saturday, reverse psychology, or is that something that you'd like to talk about?
I mean, I know CJ's and IMF and all that ROEW, there's some issues there. We all know that. It's been very apparent on social media these days. But I wouldn't say I'm the draw. I'm the draw on Sportswire for sure. I wouldn't say IMF's fan base is solely based on me coming here from WC. It's the hard work that each and every one of those wrestlers put into this company. I can't take credit for all of it. I can't take credit for being the rock star that's helped your rise here on Sportswire Radio. I can say that. I have the right to say that. I have the right to also say that I was the biggest thing in WCE. And I moved on to bigger, better things, helping IMF get started as a legit indie company, which they are slowly becoming.
Yes, Rory Fox.
And even though I am a yarder at heart, Tom, I am very proud of what IMF has accomplished.
Well, I mean, how about Rory Fox being a part of the IMF? I mean, Rory Fox is a guy who has quite a resume.
He does. He's a big legend in that area.
We're going to talk a lot about him Sunday night. And Tone Boss is opening up the show next week. This guy he's been nominated for a Grammy. I mean, there's some legitimate people that are now in the IMF. We know Damian Saint. We know what he's done. I mean, there's some legit names that really is great to see. I'm here for everybody.
It is great to see. We got Austin Bayless coming. We got Mason Grayskull. We got we had the Blue Rocket of all people show up. That was pretty neat.
That was very.
that was a show.
That was interesting. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, and these guys have an issue.
God, I think was one of them. Yes. There's a lot of big names.
Yes.
From the Iowa indie scene, and I think that's great that we are able to kind of mix our underground background with professional background.
Yeah,
that's what all wrestling matters. Kind of is what we wanted it to be.
Absolutely,
want it to be a community where we can all work together, regardless of background on the sport. Well, for the most part.
Absolutely.
For the most part, there's parts and pieces we don't want to mention, but for the people who earn their way into the underground and want to earn their way in the indies, this is what it's about. This is
and I think it's great to see those veterans because it helps everybody else. It helps them in terms of how they need
and provided if Soldier beats Kaplan in a few weeks, maybe we could see Soldier defend that belt against a Damian Saint or a Rory Fox. You never know.
Well, I mean, to bring it up, what about Kaplan? What about him? I mean,
you see, that's the thing with Kaplan right now. Kaplan is definitely a hot topic right now in our community, and it's not for all the good reasons either.
Well, he's got the championship. He's entitled.
He's got the belt. I donated to this community. I donated to this platform. I donated to my vlog. Everything. The thing that makes All Wrestling Matters is pretty much captive by this guy for screwing over Kron. And it still doesn't sit right to me to this day. I would have rather had Kron, no offense, Soldier, have his rematch before you come. But that doesn't always work that way. And Kron, I hope one day you get another shot at that belt before your retirement. But if you don't get another shot, I'm happy that you got to hold it and cherish it because you deserved it more than anyone else who's held it so far.
Delta today, he might keep it for a lot longer than maybe people think.
You're looking at a very washed up, not fit to compete Jack Delta that he beat up. If this was the Jack Delta that was on the scene a few years ago, Kaplan wouldn't stand a ghost of a chance.
Well, Soldier, you know what? People can say what they want about Soldier, but Soldier was the guy that knocked him down a rung. I mean, listen.
Yeah, I mean, and I know a lot of people, and James Taylor
He's
actually
here.
asked me about this too.
James Taylor is
Everyone's
here.
asking me, like, why Soldier? Well, simple. I didn't do it out of favoritism. I didn't do it because it's IMF. Soldier was insulted. IMF was insulted. Kyle Kaplan was firing at all cylinders at all of us in this community. It was mostly IMF, but he said his piece about a few others too.
Well, it's his opinion. I mean, look, people are entitled to say what they want, and he
Yeah,
felt.
and honestly, if I had a way to Michigan, I'd take it myself.
Well, I mean,
But
right now,
but there's a giant lake called Lake Michigan in the way, and it takes like an extra 7 hours because of it.
well, I
something
mean,
like that.
Soldier and Kaplan are supposed to go up in a Detroit death match, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of people will tune in. You know,
I hope Kyle gets his ass kicked. He needs it.
well, he's got big wins. People can say what they want, but he's had big wins of late.
Tainted wins.
Wins a win in this sport. Wins a win. I mean,
You're right. You're right.
Wins a win.
I'm the face of faces on this platform. I wouldn't know any other way.
I had a guy on here, Wyatt Black, who is the controversy king, and he held.
How many of those do you have? You have the controversial.
Kato's the controversial
figure.
one. Anthony Steele is the most controversial figure in wrestling, although he's become like tame compared to some of these other names. Wyatt Black.
I think he's a tamed lion at this point.
He's
I don't know how you tame a lion, but you
going
tamed
to top 40. Anthony Steele has gone to top 40 format now. He's become more into the pop 40.
Oh God,
But that's where he's
Poor
going.
guy.
No, well, he's here Sunday. Let's not go that.
He'll probably respond with that. You'll have to get your beeper ready and all that stuff.
Well, we do have a new button as well. But listen, we have a guy, Wyatt Black, that's the controversy king, and he won a couple of championships. A lot of people feel that maybe it wasn't the best way, but he won them, and that's what's fair and square. Let me get to some comments, and trying to give everybody a fair shake. I mean, look, it is what it is. But
one thing I'll say about Kaplan, he brought a lot of attention, and so I made him go on the blog. I'm like, well, you're my champion. Time to start putting out.
And yes, thank you, Doc. Doc, of course, a man that the other vestige of the GBYW went out there. And shout out to the guys in New England.
Never met the guy, but I've always wanted to.
Well, there's a lot of people that would, but unfortunately, you can't meet him on YouTube tomorrow because the latest episode for NEW is going to be delayed a week because of technical difficulties on their Instagram. So I want to give a shout out to the gang. Thank you for their support, and hello. And Kyle Kaplan's going to wire your jaw shut and tell you and everyone from the IMF that you're all stupid. Yeah, that was what he was saying.
I don't get where CJ's faith is in Kaplan. The guy couldn't show up to face me at Summer Bash. So why does CJ have faith in a guy who doesn't show up to bookings he said he can make?
That's, what, I wouldn't.
I mean, he could no-show CJ's promotion and make him look like a complete jackass with Soldier winning by default. You don't know this Kyle Kaplan guy. He's unhinged. He's crazy.
Well, right now, I saw what he did to Jack Delta, and he did that to him. And right now, you know what? It's his decisions, and I got to go to more comments. Jovi, as soon as that bell rings, we ain't friends, man. Like I said, you are just another person who I have to put down to walk out as champion still. I ad-libbed a little.
And you're a person I got to win down to put down to become champion.
And Jovi's fandom is gone after the bell. See what I mean?
Maybe from you.
Soldier, how's your knee feeling? Sore, but not sore enough to miss this match. He will not miss that. He is the champion. And I do thank you. I want to say hello to my very good friend, Miss Anastasia Rosenia, who is saying hello, and thank you for that. She's telling you that you're a very sexy man, by the way.
I was wondering who that was directed at.
right for you. Because
Hello.
you're the resident rock star. She wanted to say that you were a sexy man. So that's right. I know in the vlog you were talking with
Sexy
some of the
man.
guys with Ox, and it was Ox, sexy, and Justin. We're not going to say add talking about watermelons and things like that. But obviously,
Hey, that's his flavor, man.
he is
That was
obviously
fun. Hey, that was funny.
she is a big fan of yours, and she wanted to let you know that. And
Thank
glad
you
it's
so
better.
much.
And maybe for CJ, you know what? Touche. But you're on the screen, so I don't know if it was before or after. But hit the sub button for the IMF. We'd appreciate that very much. And speaking of people who returned yesterday for the first
My
time,
God.
but we're back here tomorrow night. James Taylor, who now
My God.
is wrestling in Mississippi. He is now part of the OCW roster, and he'll fill us in more on that. And hit the sub button for Shawn Jovi. And also, I'm still Soldier and Parsley's fan here. You can't change that. One is family, and the other one is one of my besties. There you go. And Soldier and James Taylor saying hello. Love seeing that. I would love to see more of that in the future. And
Yeah, I wish we could all get along in this world better.
well, you know what? We'll continue to get more comments. Speaking of people, what do you think about what happened to Ox, by the way? The Wolves hit him like a pack of wolves. I mean, what do you think about what happened there at the Ring of Champions with the former hardcore champion?
Ox and I do have history. It's no
You
secret.
beat him a couple times.
But I can't help but feel for the guy being betrayed by the house. It must be tough working that hard, holding a championship only to let it go by injury, by force, might I add. He didn't want to give it up, and I don't blame him. That title solidified his entire legacy in IMF thus far.
He did. It did. Well,
But it sucks that he's not the champion anymore. It sucks he's wearing a sling. But I will say,
but the house always wins. The house always wins, they would say.
I'm so sick of what's his nuts saying that every episode.
Oh, he'll be saying
Mr. Jason Crawley, that's right. By the way, you'll be on the next vlog for a very important announcement. So stay tuned for that.
And the enforcer of Sportswire Radio, we hope that he feels better. And I did want to put the footage up while we're here in the background of what happened. And, certainly it was tough to see, but the house always wins. What can I say?
I like how on the blog, I like what I did on the blog where I put
you did the trivia. Yeah, we had the multiple choice. That was another interesting topic. Yes.
Check out Jovi's was all blog. The above. So no matter what you pick, you win.
Well, right now, the comments are winning, so we're coming to them. Ox, how you feeling since the beatdown? I think I need to head north on the 18th. No, who? You never know.
Buy a ticket. Buy a ticket.
And Ox, there we go. I can't even read. There we go. Let me know the next time you go grocery shopping. Me and Kyle Kaplan will come out. You know what? And that could also be because Ox had said something about Mr. Kaplan that maybe that they would like to help him go shopping, but maybe remind him
he's got to have something other than corn. So yeah.
Well, right now, Soldier, I gotta be honest. I'm fired. I don't have the button.
Yeah.
Now I have. There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
It is the Halloween season. It is definitely the spooky season out there. And I'm not easily bored like Jack Delta. Well, Jack Delta did welcome the guys in, and can't blame him. Okay, sure. We're making Parsley my uncle. Uncle-in-law. Wait, what? Yeah, we're moving on. Taylor versus still needs to happen one day, in my opinion. I'm assuming Parsley. Taylor versus Parsley. I get it. Parsley with the emoji. Thank you, James. For
there you go.
Yes. Hello to everybody here in the chat. Who else we have? Hello. I think Darkfire fell asleep or went to go play Mario Kart on your vlogs, by the way. Hello. Taylor.
He's Mario Kart champ right now. I got beat.
And James Taylor, you got beat by Justin Parsley once. He'll do it again. That was crazy to see Delta today. It was crazy, but you know what, Delta? I guess
there's your Make-A-Wish cameo for Kyle Kaplan. There's what it is.
What? I tell you what, he was very impressive. You can't take that away. He beat me with your uncle's help. One-on-one would be a different story. Well, stay tuned. He still beat you fair and square. Bandwagon means somebody's rooting for someone that's doing very well or winning, and that's why they may want to support them or like what they have to do. Rory Fox is a legend in the Iowa wrestling scene and really in the independent wrestling circuit. And
Mhm.
you watch Ring of Champions and find out why. You should do that. My favorite Rory Fox moment was talk on Shopomania. You know about that?
I don't, but I'm very intrigued.
CJ Black, it's real easy when you can yell cut, run it back.
Oh,
I'm not sure what's
I do.
I don't know anything about that. Boo Kyle Kaplan and boo CJ Black. Well, you know what? They were very impressive today. I know you're not throwing me under the bus. That the guy that has the best match in your company, and that's his opinion. And in front of your live crowd, he's talking about his match with Felix Jones. Remember the match? They had a great match, by the way, earlier this year. Fantastic match. And he also wrestled his brother, Cash Carter, out there in the ring as well. So he's had some great matches in the IMF. Maybe you'd like to see him out back in the IMF. I think the fans would want to see that.
I still want to grab with CJ one day before he hangs it up.
And you and Kyle Kaplan, that's what James Taylor would like to see.
I mean, he would have came to Summer Bash. We would have seen it.
Well, I guess, but Kyle may want you to come to Michigan. I mean,
if he wants me to come to Michigan, I just might. You never know.
And
there's a wise man on the screen right now who said he wants to see Jovi versus Kaplan. Once said, "Never say never."
And there can't be no other way.
Yeah, really, there can't be.
And Soldier would like to point out it was because of Felix Jones. Well, I mean, that's certainly subjective. Match wasn't 7-star because of Felix Jones. I see your point. You know what? Like I said, subjective. What about Felix? Well, we're talking about him right now, the PWF champion. Probably Kyle Kaplan dissing me too, but I don't care what he had to say about me. Well, he can say what he wants. He's the champion.
He's something.
I'm glad CJ put Kyle Kaplan on his cell phone plan and has his location on Life 360. So when Kyle is on one of his tweak spells, CJ can find him and make the monkey dance for him. Well, that's his opinion. The watermelon sleaze. Yeah, that was from the your vlog. Hello to Anastasia, big Jovi fan, big Jovi fan, big Jovi fan. I don't believe I did give it up, and I don't believe the prophet Jordan Crowley even called Omen. I think he has gone rogue and thinks he runs the house. I mean, obviously you're focused on other things. A lot of comments here tonight. A lot of comments for you.
Yeah, we're fired up.
Yeah, you got a lot of comments here tonight. I'm still on the side of the House of Wolves, and I'm still on Team House of Wolves. So Zilla's Team House of Wolves, and we have Jade.
Oh, he changed his name now.
Well, he got the point. Okay. And also, speaking of other people who have belts, but not officially now, James Marshall.
James Marshall. Long time no see, buddy.
Well, I guess people are listening to you talk tonight. That's what it comes down to. CJ, why don't you come back on to the IMF and we can throw hands? Well, Soldier's going to Michigan, right? And he's also supposed to find this other guy that used to work in the company of the ROBW, right? There's some other issues there. I'm sure you're on Team Soldiers for that.
Yep.
CJ always puts on a clinic for the IMF and the crowd eats him up. Yeah, I mean, he had great matches. I mean, I think that's a good point. I think objectively.
Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping after this, maybe there'll be less animosity in the underground scene for these.
Well, he and Darkron,
two companies, and
I mean, I watched him and Darkron. They seemed fine. They had a 7-star match.
I think once everything's all said and done, I would love to see CJ back in IMF. He's still somebody I'd be on my bucket list of people to face.
And I'll tell you what, James Marshall is also on Team Kaplan. And there are people that would like to see Kyle Kaplan retain his championship. There are people out there that may feel that way.
You know, as much as I don't give Kyle Kaplan credit, it is a Cinderella story for him. That man is not meant to hold a title like that. And for him to be champion, that takes something. Yeah, he didn't win it fair and square. He had to do some underhanded tactics with CJ to win it.
But he's healthy.
But he won. But
he's got it, and he's the incumbent. You know, I come from the political world, and you're the incumbent. Until you're incumbent, it's very hard to knock out an incumbent, and he is the incumbent, and he has the power of incumbency. I mean, Kyle Kaplan does have incumbency, and we'll have to find out. Remember, he's going to have the home advantage. He's going to have the home field advantage, and You would be Mr. Marshall. Yeah. And Zilla's booing James Marshall. Makes
Oh,
sense. Marshall's still salty. Your best left and came to the IMF. Well, that's what Soldier is also pointing out to the world, which maybe that is true. That could always be possible. Also, screw Craven and screw WCE. So that's his own. He's basically telling everybody that's his opinion independently. To add to your comment,
whose side is James on? Anybody's?
that he was Team Keplin's, and that's his opinion, and he's
God.
allowed to have it. He's allowed to have it. Listen, that's just the way it goes. To add to your comment earlier, Jovi, I'm not going to ever drive 10 hours to purchase a ticket to the IMF. No offense. If I'm invited there, that'll be different. Just saying. I mean,
Well, you wouldn't have been booked on the 18th. That's why I said buy a ticket.
well,
I mean, I love you, James Taylor. Don't get me wrong, but there's not a spot on you for the card for this show.
and thank you,
If
CJ,
Soldier
for
lets
giving
you
me
come
comment.
back, I'd be open to a match with you, but you
Well,
got
and
to
you
take
know
that up with him.
See, and you know what? I think people should give CJ some credit too, because in addition to what he does in the wrestling world, he does, from what I understand, or at least somebody like him does music too. So he's cornering a market, and he's been doing well with that. And maybe Kyle Keplin, he's gonna continue that success as well. So we'll have to find out. Obviously we hope Soldier feels better. Yes, I hope everybody heals. And Ox McCoy is talking about James Marshall winning a belt that some individual that is
Oh God.
definitely a name. I'm not gonna go there, and I am not gonna go talk about that name. That name is not going to be
It's like saying Chris Benoit in WWE. You just don't do it.
well, yeah. Well, I mean that I'm definitely not going to go mention his name, and that's the case of that. So you've obviously talked a lot about this All Wrestling Matters Championship. Is there anything you'd like to say about it or such before I move on to final thoughts and give you something, or final thoughts on the IMF match next weekend? Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have gotten the attention on the All Wrestling Matters title ever since Keplin won it, whether it's positively or negatively. It's attention nonetheless.
Yeah.
And I do want more attention on that title. I did say I wanted it to be the modern era's GBYWN World's Heavyweight Championship. There's a reason why I made this belt, because I wanted the best of the best in the underground to hold it. I had a vision. You see, in 2010, 2011, 2012, all these shows were popping up, all these big GBYWN super shows. The champions traveled state to state. Hell, the thing I find the coolest about the GBYWN Championship, it crossed seas at one point.
Yes, it did. Yes,
that is huge. That is huge for any title. And that's why I consider it the most prestigious title in our community.
Listen, if Doc Holliday's still out there, the GBYWN was global. We know the interest that Will Ospreay had in the GBYWN.
Number 10. There was a lot of people on the PWI 500 who made it. Santana was one of them. He was a GBYWN guy.
And Santana had a heck of a
Cole Radrick, Tony Deppen, like all these guys. There's a lot of them.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you see other people like Alex Zane's on ROH almost consistently now. Like, there's a lot of big names that come from this.
Part of the GBYWN at one point, where I think I heard Rad mention that. I think Sonny Kiss, at some point, or something. Might have been.
Maybe.
But that just shows you the roster of the talent that was out there. I mean, people knew a lot about the GBYWN and the network that it was. It was truly. It was not just state by state. It was, like you said, international. It was global.
Yeah, like Australia had a few feds, I think.
Yes,
there was plenty in the UK.
There
was plenty out there.
Yes,
I know Tim Lee's fed, I think, was the biggest one.
A Shaq knew a lot about it. Who's the big, who was the big BYW star in Australia, who's now going on and train. And a lot of people look at the influence of that. And I think that's you certainly have come from that, and we'll see what happens. I think that we'll see what happens. Hit the sub button for Shawn Jovi. Also, I have more comments, and I want to get to them because a lot of people still want to talk, and I'll just read their comments. I don't have to ask anything at this point.
It's a comment night.
James Taylor would like to say, CJ, why are you ruining ROVW? Can you and Jason just make up already? Well, I mean, I don't know. CJ has, showed the video. Jason gave his opinion, and those guys have to figure it out.
He's gone full like Sith Lord Palpatine at this point. Like I just see CJ as like the Emperor singing the chair, like, "Yes, Kaplan, take care of Soldier."
Wow,
that's what I see. That's what I'm seeing him as right now. Some evil overlord emperor just overseeing the backyard community with a giant dark cloud.
He took care of Delta, and you know what? I'm not going to go down that road. I'm going to certainly say just check out ROEW, check out IMF. Thank you. Join the conversation. We appreciate it. Darkron is 100% in the corner of Soldier in the match with Kaplan. So he's Team Soldier, Foundation. You know what time it is. Nah, I'm keeping a belt hostage, some would say. Actually, more like rescuing the belt from the same old BS.
Well, now I know what we're talking about. Excellent.
And ROEW is thriving, and I think that they are because the viewership is up. Copper Dragon, by the way, raved about ROEW. I mean, Copper Dragon did rave about ROEW recently, and I spoke to Copper Dragon off the air, and he says ROEW is doing great. So,
I'm not saying they're doing bad. I'm just saying some of the decisions the company are questionable, but I'm not saying they're a bad company. ROEW is still a flagship federation in this
they're doing great.
This whole scene. Like they're still a flagship company.
Copper Dragon said it, and I'm going with Copper Dragon. James Taylor,
regardless of how many times you start and stop the camera, they're still good.
Thriving what? Surviving what? So James Taylor, in his own way, would like to say thriving what? Surviving what? Well, that's what to have to say. Okay, thank God. I actually kind of respect you. I'm jealous you used the best Keminist song for an intro. Yeah. I know what he's talking about there. Hit the sub button for Shawn Jovi. No, not really. It's kind of getting cringe. What? I blame Dark Picture Anthology for introducing the song and the band Ox. And yes, check out more of their music. It's definitely good. Zilla does not want Kyle Kaplan to retain as the All Wrestling Matters champion.
Best thing Zilla's ever said on here.
You know what? That's we'll have to see because Kyle Kaplan's the incumbent. And no worries, Zilla. The championship is coming back to Iowa one way or another. Well, I guess somebody knows something. The only part of ROBW that is great right now is Darkron and Matthew Forsaken. Well, I know James Taylor has moved on. He is a part of the OCW roster, so he's obviously talking about that as a fan. Kaplan kept beating up an out of in-ring shaped Delta, who hasn't been Delta since I pointed this out earlier. And Kyle should watch out. I have a thing for putting out Kyles from Michigan. So there's obviously a list. As famously, Wade Barrett had a list. And that's what Soldier would like to add to his list of Kyles. Well, James Taylor would like to say what? Rice.
What?
Thanks, Mr. Taylor. Just speaking facts. James Taylor is speaking facts. And F you Forsaken. Zilla, I'm getting stronger every day. Well, there can't be no other way. Everyone wants to say I'm taking shortcuts in my matches. Show me where. And I listened to what he and Kron were saying, and he seems like he's doing great. So your springboard isn't a springboard, kid. James Taylor is very opinionated, and I guess he'll be opinionated. So I guess then, do you have any final words for Soldier and Justin Parsley for next Saturday night in the Palo Community Center? Do you have any final words for them?
Before final words, I gotta say that is so many comments tonight.
I think people will wait.
Thanks
for
for being in the conversation.
Well, I haven't had a show in a
while.
I haven't had a show in a while that's had this many comments. I would say.
I'm still the draw, Tom. I'm still the draw.
Comatose was here. He did good, but he came on late. He was a late time because of the time difference, and I was actually recording with the man that came on before you. That was the guitarist for the band Overlord, a power metal band, Mark M.E. Edwards. So I was recording with him, and then I was actually in a recording studio. I was in a recording studio actually recording vocals for something. We'll see if it ever, comes the light of day. But that was one thing, and you're here, but it's definitely been a minute. We're on a live stream. I mean, we did have this guy you probably heard of named Josie Scott, and then we had on this guy, Kieran Robertson, but that was great. But you definitely brought the people out, and it's great to see.
We did a good thing tonight, Tom. We did a good
I love
thing.
seeing everybody here, and I love.
Me too. This is what it's about right
Well,
now.
I mean, James Taylor's here tomorrow. Listen, James Taylor's here tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern, and then this guy Anthony Steele is here the next night. I mean, if you wanted the people that you used to watch here on a weekly or a monthly basis, and sometimes more, you got them. You have
I'd like to see
Steelers tomorrow and Steele Sunday. I mean, you basically listen.
All the OGs are back.
Everybody's watching baseball. Listen, everybody's watching baseball right now. You got the middle of the lineup. I got the middle and the cleanup and the guy right afterwards. So I mean, that's what I got.
Hey, it works. We have all the OGs back. The boys are back in town. Like that's what I like to see.
Comatose opened it up a little bit. Comatose did have a lot to say, and he talked about his own journey.
I was gonna say I missed that one.
It was a late one because he's mountain time, so it's a little tougher.
Yeah,
he's the mountain time.
He's the mountain man.
Yeah, so he's literally is a mountain man, and we like to give Soldier a day. Maybe he wins the retains the tag team championships over you. But do you have any final words for him first?
Yeah, Soldier. I'm going to leave all the Parsley jealousy aside for this whole thing here. Because I respect Parsley and I respect Soldier. I just want a banger of a match and I want to win those tag titles. If I have to go through Soldier, if I have to risk a friendship, if I have to risk an ally, if I have to risk whatever to get those titles, well, hell, I'll do it. I want these titles, Tom. And at the end of the day, Soldier will always be my teacher. He will always be the sensei, like I said. He will always be my mentor. But there's one thing I need to prove, Tom. It's time to put what I've learned to the test from Soldier. So therefore, in order to beat the mentor, you have to defeat the mentor. To be the man, you got to beat the man. To be the one to surpass your mentor, you have to use everything you learned to surpass him. And that's what I'm going to have to do, Tom. Me and Mephisto, we're going to have to go to war with arguably the best team in IMF. A dream team of Soldier GP and Justin Parsley. It's now or never, like I've said, and that's about as far as it needs to go.
No, I think this is the last of the Mohicans. This is really your last shot because this has not been the year. People have been on here and talked about you, namely Omen, getting title shots out of nepotism, you getting title shots because of who you were in a group with, who you were friends with. And this is really it. This is where, listen, if you don't come through next Saturday, I don't really know what championship or what magnitude of a match you could compete in. And you talked about teacher, and will it be the moment of student beats teacher? Well, I don't know. Will it be the moment of little brother beating big brother? Eventually, it does even out, but time will tell. I mean, listen, time will tell. And if you want to follow the IMF, hit the sub button for their YouTube page. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Anthony Steele is here Sunday night, right around 8:30 Eastern time, between 8 and 8:30. He'll be here. And I'm sure he's going to talk about his match that was supposed to happen last month, but it's going to happen now this month, next week against Omen Black. And Anthony's going to have plenty to say about that. You can better believe it. And I got something for you still, but I'm going to get to some more comments. Speaking of a guy that showed up here, most stars from ROEW have been in the live IMF environment too. So the stop-start argument is BS. So there you go. Yes, and that is Jason Storm, a man that is obviously done a lot, and he has been in both companies, and there's him in Soldier GP, and Jason Storm would like to say hello, and he's saying hello to Darkron, and also here, while I'm not a fan of CJ or ROEW, in Real Stars from ROEW, aka Jason Storm, talk shit on a company, but the star power inside it is undeniable. That's his comments. And also, let me get to more comments. What? I got to get ready to go north again and never say never. Well, I guess maybe the door is open after all.
It'd be cool.
People would like to
I
see
wouldn't
it.
argue with James Taylor coming back north.
I think people would love to see it. We'd love. I'll ask him about it tomorrow. OCW is a great place, by the way. I look forward to talking about that tomorrow evening. Yes, we're very excited about that. Beat Deborah. Yes, we'll find out. And get a hold of me, Taylor. We can arrange something. And we could definitely give Soldier a day here coming up soon. We could definitely do that. Soldier, like I said, the past is behind me. I've turned a new leaf, and I just don't care what anyone thinks anymore. I'm all about respect. If I'm not shown respect, then I have nothing to do with peeps. And can't wait for this death match. Boy, is everyone going to be in for a surprise. And like I said, Kyle Kaplan, he has got a lot that he's going to show the world, and he's been very successful of late. And he'll have his opportunity to show that he's an incumbent. And I'll get to more comments. I agree with that comment, Dark Rod. I am 100% in the corner of the IMF Wrestling, one half of the tag team champions, Soldier GP, in this Kyle Kaplan match. Everything is good between us. If you see it the same way, Soldier, clean slate. I'll tell you what, clean slate, clean slate. And Jovi, when it's all said and done, brother, the story ends the same as every match. We've been in my arm raised in victory with my tag team partner, the Hall of Fame monitor, Justin Parsley here of Sportswire Radio. That's what he liked to say. Facts, Jason. Yes, hello to Jason. And Soldier shakes hands with James Taylor. There you have it. There you have it. Water under the bridge. Love seeing that. Can't wait for that to see more of. And if anyone in the underground is getting hands on James Taylor, it's the Outlaw, the underground's most wanted man, Jason Storm. And maybe Jason Storm versus James Taylor somewhere else. It needs to happen. Yeah. I'd love to see it. Love to see it still. Taylor versus Darkron. And Taylor versus Jovi needs to happen.
It all needs to happen. Get it
Taylor
off your
versus
list.
Jovi.
Taylor, come on up.
Taylor and maybe Taylor and Kaplan and Taylor and Kaplan. Why not? Taylor and Kaplan. He's the incumbent. He is the incumbent. And now, congratulations.
Yay!
I was waiting to do it, and I thought it was kind of a funny way to do it. But you're in the Hall of Fame again, and congratulations. And maybe this will not quite type or top the Outrunners. I can't type, but I can maybe not out-top the Outrunners. But maybe you will run enough to give you a chance to win your first tag team championships of your career. And that could be maybe the biggest moment of your career ahead here next Saturday. So congratulations. You have another one.
Thank you.
And I am sure we'll talk more with you for the aftermath of this match and the rest of the card. And before I get to closing thoughts, is there anything else that you would like to say or like to promote?
Stay tuned for Jovi's vlog. It's always got it going on. Next episode, like I said, I'll have a few announcements and probably the next week on what's going to be on there. If you follow my Facebook, that's where you're going to find all the previews and stuff. I got these nice, cool, colorful posters now for each week. So find me on there. Find me on Instagram. Find me wherever. Let's talk. Let's do business. I mean, I'm down. I'm not saying like anything in particular, but I would like to travel again. And I mean, IMF is traveling. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you're traveling every month. I mean, you go on the road.
But like, there's other places there's still other stories I need to finish, if you know what I mean, Tom.
Yes, I got that reference. I got
one of my goals for next year is not just wrestle for IMF only. My goal for next year is try out another promotion or two. See, dabble my hands, show up. I mean, you never know. I could be an ROEW one day. You never know.
Hey.
I could go to NEW or TF Crew or something like that. You never know where I'm going to be.
I think TF Crew does them like every 4-6 months. I
know
the
NEW guys, and I have been talking a lot lately. So,
all right. Well, he was in the IMF. He showed up here. I mean, I know NEW. I know they had said they were going to have their last season. I don't know what Doc maybe would talk more about that. But yeah, listen. I mean, TF Crew is always a possibility. You talked about unfinished business with a certain story. That's also I think I know where you're going with that. And listen, it could be
somewhere out east, somewhere, you know.
Yeah, I definitely know
an
about that.
area I've never dabbled in that I've been meaning to dabble in for 10 plus years.
Well, that's a good point. That's certainly I think
Almost 20.
I know exactly where that is, and I know exactly where I am right now, and I do, before I get to closing thoughts, I do want to say, if I could break the fourth wall for a minute. I know we've been talking a lot about different things, but I do want to say thank you for your support, because without you, maybe none of this would have happened. I mean, you think about, we showed up on the screen here just before. This guy, most people probably have heard of. I know it's maybe a little heavier for your taste with John Bon Jovi, but this guy, Nikki Sixx, he watched a clip of mine on Sportswire, and he shared it, and it got like 30,000 impressions. So without you coming on, you were the first rock star. And well, we spoke with that rock star, and that led to one of the biggest rock stars ever on the face of the earth, and Nikki Sixx sharing the clip. And I've had a lot of people message me about it, and I've had a lot of other doors open with that. So, we'll
Good.
see. So I want to
say, Tom, if there's one thing in life I'm proud of, it's helping your platform get to where it's at.
It's your platform, because you have come home to the platform that you helped build. This is your platform, alongside all the wrestlers that are here in the chat, all the wrestlers that have come on and helped grow this platform to the platform that they know that they can come here and they can get the coverage and the recognition that they deserve.
That's what I like about you, Tom. No matter how big you get, you're interviewing all these big rock and roll stars, other celebrities. You didn't forget where you came from, though. You're still interviewing people like me.
No, but we wouldn't have, if it wasn't for Dark.
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying, Tom. Like, you never forgot where you came from and who helped you get to where you are.
No, listen.
That is a trait I appreciate the most about you.
Well, thank you for that. But I always,
you could be big you could be like big and doing podcasts with like major wrestlers, bigger than Rhino, bigger than lead singer Saliva. You could be doing larger than life things, but you won't forget where you came from.
No,
and that's what I admire about you.
Because without you,
not everybody does that. Not everybody recognizes
but you know what, though? Without Soldier GP, without Dark Kron, without Shawn Jovi, without CJ Black, without James Taylor, Jason Storm, without a lot of the people here in the chat, all of you built this. So yeah, I mean, it could be for some people to say you can get a big head, but I think, to me, you just go and continue, because at the end of the day, you are the people that helped them come here. So without you and everyone else,
I mean, I'll say it. Me and that company I used to work for, we opened the doors for this.
That's it. IMF, ROEW. I mean,
everywhere just kind of sprouted once I showed up. And
DKW. I mean, DKW, ROEW, IMF.
Yeah, and now we have all these companies getting coverage.
Yeah,
and heck, I'm working on building a bridge between all these communities now.
Good.
It's big. This is big. I mean, like, who would have guessed the underground would have a larger than life feel to it at this point?
Yes, and people are here for you tonight. A lot of people are here for you, and I'll just keep reading more comments because people don't want to leave.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Is here.
I love it.
Well, I'll keep going. And Taylor versus, I think maybe he meant to say Storm and Drago. There you go. They do need their mouths shown shut, and thank you very much for that, and appreciate the kind words. Taft, burying the past. Why don't you come to Michigan with me and help shut up CJ Black and Kyle Kaplan? Well, that's up to those guys.
Honestly, let me holler at you, player.
Well, you know what?
Tag team match.
James Taylor said if it was Taylor versus Kaplan, he'd beat him within 10 seconds. Stunner. Bam. 1, 2, 3. Easy match. But I saw what he did to Delta today. I keep saying it. What he did to Delta, it was very impressive.
I want to see James Taylor and Soldier just stunner Kaplan. Just like not even compare each other's stunners, just both stunner the guy and call it a day.
And could Taylor come to Michigan? I will ask James Taylor this question. If this is accurate, I will ask James Taylor tomorrow night live, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, would he want to go to Michigan again? Would he want to come back to Iowa? I mean, I will ask him about these things, and maybe that's something he now wants to do. I don't know, but that would be a good point. And hello to the enforcer and to the final chief, the final boss, and hello there. And I'm gonna give you the floor. I'm gonna give you some closing thoughts. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say? Take it away.
Thank you, everybody, for having me on tonight. Also, the only other channel I didn't mention, the All Wrestling Matters Archives
I'm going to
channel.
put that up here in a minute. While we do that, we got a lot of
a crap ton of subscribers. Like, we had almost 100 last month, and I like doubled it. It's for me putting out all these old matches. I put a lot of my old content on there too. There's some GBYW and classics featuring.
Yes, I saw some of that. That I saw.
Yeah, I emptied that library. I did some of ROEW. I did a few from other feds, mostly IMF and PWF and RCW though. But if anyone who's watching wants their stuff submitted and put in the archives, like I said, it's kind of like an archive, like a time capsule, right? And where people might not look at this channel for years, but if they want to come back 10 years from now and be like, hey, well, where can I find all the best underground backyard wrestling from 10 years ago? Right there, ladies and gentlemen, right freaking there. All in one place, too.
There you go, and that's the link.
And that's what I kind of want to build it as. Like Golden Triangle Media has their old archive of the old GBYW and stuff. This is for the modern era. This is my version of it. So if you want to add your content in, please message me. Please reach out. I'd be happy to do business and work with you.
Yes, and hit the sub button there because there are 244 subs, and we got a dozen people here. So if you haven't yet subbed, you can give them 6 subs if you haven't subbed, and that'll get them to 250. So if you're here right now, all it takes is a sub. It doesn't hurt. You know, there's an old adage, it costs nothing to like, it costs nothing to share, it costs nothing to support, it costs nothing to tell and spread the word. So
exactly, word of mouth is how most people grow nowadays. It's not,
listen,
they don't pay for viewers and hope that everything works out.
I actually know somebody who did that. You know, real talk. I know somebody. I'm not gonna say his name. Somebody I know for a long time in Brooklyn. He bought like 2,000 or 3,000 followers on X, and he got the followers. And you would think, oh, he got the views afterwards. No, he got 1 like, 2 like. It's nothing. It's a waste.
Yeah, it is, because at the end of the day, Tom, it's not how many people are watching, right?
Yep.
You could have 1 million views on it, but not have any likes. It's who's watching.
Exactly.
You never know. You never know. Triple H could be watching us right now. You don't know.
Well, listen, I not put up on the screen this guy, Nikki Six. He shared.
Yeah. Exactly, Nikki Six will be watching. My father, John Bon Jovi, might actually be watching.
Well, I mean,
we don't know who's in the crowd right now.
I'll make sure when Nikki Six. Listen, I'll make sure when Nikki Six comes on Sportswire, we'll ask about it. No, I really will do it. I'll do it. I will ask him about John Bon Jovi.
I will definitely. Funny.
I will. You know what? People, I think it'll happen. But yes, thank you, Ox, for letting us.
All I need is a cameo. That's all I need.
I'm gonna do the best I can. I will. I promise you, I will certainly do the best I can on that. But
I just hope I made him proud.
No, you definitely did. You're making a lot of people
my daddy proud.
But hit the sub button here. Please hit the sub button for Jovi before we sign off. I'm gonna keep it up here long enough till I give him at least 1 more sub. And Kron wants those tag titles to come home with you. And he says he does love Soldier and Parsley, but he's definitely in your corner. And I think he's made that clear. Yeah. And also, hello to Jason Storm. Yes, Jason Storm is here. And Kron, love you, brother, but I'm sorry I'm going to have to disappoint you next Saturday. Well, thank you. And by the way, got to give a big plug to Kira's Comfy Creations, because she creates some of the best blankets out there.
Her blankets are top notch. I have 2 of hers. I have an IMF one and
you know,
one.
And I hear if I don't give her a shout out, Drago won't come back on Sportswire. So I got to give her a big shout. Just kidding. No, seriously, she does a great job.
She deserves all the shout outs, man.
Absolutely.
She makes some great quality blankets and
absolutely. No, listen, they do a great job, and she does a great job. Well, I mean, Drago's not going to want me to take the credit for it, but no, she does a great job. She's awesome, and please support her. If you go on Facebook, Kiera's Comfrey Creations, and you can, if you go next Saturday to the Palo Community Center, you can buy one of those. And I promise you, it'll be worth it, especially if you're a wrestling fan, you're an IMF fan, you're an All Wrestling Matters fan. So do me a favor, go out there and support, because Drago won't come back on the Sportzwire. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Drago, come back.
I'm just kidding. You guys do what you have to, but I got to support my guy, Jovi. There you go. Thank you for confirming that. And hello. And I appreciate you guys. Wait till next show. And also food too, by the way. Apparently the food's not too bad she makes, huh? But I hear you guys are going into a bigger venue soon now, where you guys are going to have concessions and where you're going to have to no longer bring your own food. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, I was excited to hear the news. We're going to be right in the heart of Cedar Rapids too.
Congratulations.
Nice. I love wrestling in Palo. Don't get me wrong. But it's such a small town, practically in the middle of nowhere. Palo just doesn't have the draw that Cedar Rapids does.
Yeah.
Let's compare to the first Winter Clash when we had that bar at
I remember the bar.
Place. I can't. Yeah, that one bar. I don't remember the name of the place.
In December. In December it was.
Yep, that place was popping. We almost had we had more people there than there were supposed to be.
Union
There
Station.
was probably close to 200 people at that show.
Yes,
for our
Union
premiere
Station,
show. But then when we went to Palo, they dropped, and it's not because they don't like us. It's a bit of a drive from Cedar Rapids to Palo.
Sure.
And then when we went to Double Z's in Cedar Rapids, we drew a crap ton of people again.
Hey,
Cedar
listen.
Rapids is a more populated area with more things to do. So I think us going to Cedar Rapids for this venue, provided we can keep this venue, I think it's going to be big for business. Because of all these indie feds in Iowa, we're the one. Cedar Rapids isn't locked down. There is no indie fed in Iowa that I know of that hasn't Cedar Rapids locked down. But we're going to lock it down if it's the last thing we do, because we're pretty close. We got Palo locked down. Let's get Cedar Rapids done.
And I think
it's a big enough town and community to do it.
I think you guys will. I believe.
Oh, I don't think. I know, Tom.
Well,
I have all the faith in our team.
The best is yet to come. I was going to say the best is yet to come. And I think that we're going to see the IMF continue to grow. And it's onward and upward. And it's going to be over capacity. Thank you.
That's right. Union Station. Yeah, we did go over. Surprised the fire marshal didn't come yelling at us.
Well, we'll see when the next time you go over capacity. Please hit the sub button for Jovi. We are here with another minute or two. You want to hit the sub button for his page. Also, hit the sub button for his YouTube channel, because he's close to 900 subscribers. And I'd like to give him a sub one more time. So if you're here out there, I know a bunch of you probably already subbed, but go tell your friends. Go tell your friends.
Tell your cat, tell your dog, tell anyone.
You go tell them, and go tell somebody, and hit the sub button, and you can do that. Also, IMF's page, you can sub to them, and we'd really appreciate that. And just keep on hitting the sub button for everybody. And James Taylor will be here tomorrow, so if you'd like to talk to James Taylor, he'll be here, and he'll have plenty to say, as he always does. That's the IMF page. And I'm going to put your link up here one more time before we sign, if I can get there. Now I can get there. Let me see. Yep. You know what? I got to go. Oh, well, you did have a lot of comments. I'm trying to scroll through there we go. That's it. That's it. There we go. But, well, maybe you'll sub back. I don't know. But maybe not. But, all right, my friend, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I have no doubt that we'll see you here very soon after next Saturday.
Sir.
Best of luck out there. And the best is yet to come. Congratulations. Welcome home. And we will see you here very soon.
Yes, sir. Bye.
All right. That was Shawn Jovi, the resident rock star who came home to the platform that he helped build. After all, he was the first rock star that came here. And before this guy, Josie Scott, came here, it was Shawn Jovi, the first BYW. And he'll be in action coming up here next Saturday. And he'll be in action against Justin Parsley, the Hall of Fame monitor of Sportswire Radio and Soldier GP. They are the real monsters. They are the current IMF Tag Team Champions. And they'll be wrestling the rock stars of the galaxy, which includes Shawn Jovi. Shawn Jovi talked about that, plus also the All Wrestling Matters Championship, which is held by Kyle Kaplan, who will be challenging Soldier GP in a Detroit death match. Kyle Keplin was successful in annihilating Jack Delta, you may want to say, in his, I guess, return to ROEW. But who knows, whatever else. But go check them out. All Wrestling Matters archives pages. You can check that. Shawn Jovi is the owner of the RCW company, and as well, he owns the All Wrestling Matters championship there, you might want to say. But thank you so much, everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow at 8:30 with James Taylor, Anthony Steele the night after. You might want to call this a homecoming weekend on Sportswire Radio. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global reaction to Sportswire Radio, where all music and wrestling matters. And yeah, maybe he should have did that, but I think Kyle Keplin did that for him, only at his expense. But thank you, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. And thank you, Shawn Jovi. We'll